everybody. We discussed here grade 9 science lesson, that is the human circulatory system. Consider about our human body. You know that there are so many systems. Then among these systems, we discussed here blood circulatory system. We discussed here blood circulatory system. You know that especially this blood circulatory system important for transporting blood throughout our body. It's a closed system. It's a closed system. You know that this blood circulatory system mainly consists of heart and also the other blood vessels. Main organ of the blood circulatory system, that is heart. It's located, situated at the left side of the chest. Then heart, and there's with the connection of the heart, there are so many blood vessels goes throughout the body. That's the consisting of this blood circulatory system. You know that. In this lesson, mainly we discuss about the main organ of this blood circulatory system. Is given in this picture given here. You can see that that is the heart. Now in this lesson we discuss about the main function of the heart. Okay. Now you can identify this the heart, and also with the connection of the heart there are so many blood vessels. They are flowing throughout the throughout all over the body. Then especially we identify what is the function, the main function of the heart. This is given here, the heart, and there are so many blood vessels. Then you have to identify what are the types of bloods. Especially there are two types of bloods identified. This is shown is the continuous working of the heart. You know that heart is always continuously working, rhythmically working. This is given the lub-dub sound. Then what are the types of these blood vessels? This is given here. So one kind is, it's the arteries. This red color given is the arteries. Arteries means the blood vessels that take blood away from the heart. The blood vessels that take blood away from the heart is known as the arteries. Then this flowing through all over the body. Then other type, that is the veins. The types, that's veins given in a blue color. Then veins are important, especially the blood bring back away from the heart. The blood bring back away from the heart by these veins. Then these are the two types of bloods. Then also given here, these are the capillaries. These are the capillaries given here. Capillaries important for the combination of the action of the combination of these arteries and veins. It's done by this, especially by the capillaries. Okay. Now you identify, this is the blood circulations given here. Through this you can demonstrate. According to that, there's two types of blood vessels. According to that, this blood circulation of the human body is especially identified as double blood circulation. It's called double blood circulation. What's the meaning of that? Especially this blood is flowing through all over the body at once time. Then consider about the one time. Then is consider about the heart, blood flowing through the heart at twice. Therefore, it's known as double blood circulation. It's known as double blood circulation. Okay. Now we identify especially consider about the blood circulatory system. This given here. This you can see that this picture. This is a diagram of a heart. Then first you identify what are the parts of the heart, and also what are the functions that done each by of these parts of the heart. Then describe here. You know that there are mainly 4 chambers in heart. 4 chambers in heart, and also so many veins and also the arteries connected to the heart and also the valves here. Then identify. Then we can discuss these two chambers are right atrium, this one right atrium, and left atrium, this one left atrium, then right ventricle and also the left ventricle. These are the four chambers: right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium and the left ventricle. Then you identify especially there are four types of valves. Mainly identify two types of valves here. These valves are very important to transport the blood, especially consider about the throughout the heart, especially inside the heart. This is a one-way valve, one-way path given here to control the blood flowing to the one side. Very important. This given here tricuspid valve. This tricuspid valve it's located between the right atrium and the right ventricle, tricuspid valve. Then other valve is the mitral valve, given here is known as, it's also another name, bicuspid valve. This bicuspid or the mitral valve is located between the left atrium and the left ventricle of the heart. Then what are the other two types of the valves? These are the other two types: aortic valve and the this one pulmonic valve. Then what are these two types? These consider by these two types given one name: semilunar valves. Semilunar valves. This aortic and pulmonary valve means semilunar valves. Especially the semilunar valves start from these mainly, especially in the aorta and also the pulmonary arteries. This started with this, especially places starting of that places. This is also important. This action of these four types of valves are very important when flowing the blood in the inside of the heart. Then you have to identify another parts of this heart. These are the especially identify the veins and arteries. You know that arteries always important for take away the blood, take away from the heart and blood bring back to the heart by the veins. Then these are the pulmonary veins. These are the pulmonary veins. It's open to the left atrium. Then these are the other vena cavas. This is superior vena cava and this is the inferior vena cava. This superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, this opens to the right atrium of the heart. Right atrium of the heart. Okay, this is the systematic aorta. Very important main thing. Systematic aorta. It start from the left ventricle. Semilunar valves given here. Then this is given here. It's another one, pulmonary artery. This is started open to the right ventricle. Okay, now these are very important. Then you identify what are the functions. I explain later also very deeply. Then consider about the pulmonary veins. Always transport the oxygenated blood. Then what's the meaning of oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood? Oxygenated blood means pure the special blood with pure oxygen. This means oxygenated blood. The blood with impure blood is known as the deoxygenated blood. Then the oxygenated blood get from the lungs, then come to the heart by this pulmonary veins. Then it's flow to the left atrium. Then this action of pulmonary veins. Then other one, superior and inferior vena cava. These vena cava always transport the deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood. When considered about our human body, the organs in the upper part of our body, example brain, they release the deoxygenated blood. These deoxygenated blood, they are come to the heart through the superior vena cava. Come to the heart by superior vena cava. Then come to the right atrium of the heart. Then consider about the organs in the upper part of our body. Then the organs in the upper part of the body release this blood, impure blood, this deoxygenated blood. It's come to the okay, this deoxygenated blood come to the right atrium by this inferior vena cava, especially in the upper part of our body. Then these are the functions of these types of veins. Then identify the that systematic aorta, very important. Start with the left ventricle of the heart. This important, always transport the oxygenated blood. It's oxygenated blood enter to the this aorta, transport the throughout our body, especially for organs. Then that pulmonary artery, this always transport the deoxygenated blood. The deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle enter to the pulmonary artery. Then it's go to the lungs for exchange the gases. These are the main functions of these two types of arteries. Then this is the picture given here. This diagram you can identify the transporting the flowing the blood inside of the heart. This given red and blue color. Okay, now I explain deeply about further explain about this action of the heart. Then this given here pulmonary veins. The oxygenated blood from the lungs is given to the come to the heart by these pulmonary veins, enter to the especially for left atrium of the heart. Then these blood flows to the left ventricle of the heart by the action of the bicuspid valve. Then after that, this blood, now you can see this blood goes through, enter to the aorta, systematic aorta, by the action of the semilunar valve. Aortic valve is a semilunar valve. Then these bloods goes through goes to the organs by these arteries, this branch out arteries. Then this is inside of this section of the inside of the lungs is combination of these arteries and veins by the action of the capillaries. Very, very important. This oxygenated blood come to the organ like kidney, likewise. Then this given to the organ by the capillaries. Then after that is deoxygenated blood enter to the veins. This done by the help of the capillaries inside the veins. Okay. Now given here. This is the veins. Come to the then these deoxygenated blood come through the veins to the right atrium of the heart through these two types of vena cavas, inferior and the superior vena cavas. Okay, this is the action of that. Then that this right atrium. Then this is the action you can identify this right atrium. This deoxygenated blood flowing through the right atrium to the right ventricle by the action of the tricuspid valve. Now this deoxygenated blood go to the flow to the pulmonary artery by the action of the semilunar valves. Okay, this is the action of that. Then now we can identify the blood circulation occur in lungs. Then that pulmonary artery transport the deoxygenated blood, then it goes to the lungs. Then given the lungs, then a gas exchange occur. Then after that oxygenated blood come to the heart by this pulmonary veins. This you can demonstrate by seeing this diagram. Then pulmonary artery. Now this given the oxygenated blood to the lungs, then exchange of gases occur. Then oxygenated blood come to the heart by these pulmonary veins. Then this is the action of this gas exchanging. Then that this is the transporting occur by the help of this main organ heart and also the blood circulate blood vessels. Then this is the action of the blood circulatory system in our human body. Always there are two types of blood vessels, arteries and veins. With the help of the heart they transport the blood throughout the our human body. Okay, now this is given here, transporting blood.